So, hello everybody, and here we are back with another unboxing, and this time we're going to unbox two expansions for the Arkham Horror LCG. These are the German versions, but the contents should be the same. And this is the Dunwich Legacy campaign expansion plus return to the Dunwich Legacy. So with regard to what is the difference? Well, this is the campaign expansion, which means it only contains the scenario decks for the whole Dunwich cycle. And the return to Dunwich card box contains additional scenario cards that you can add to the existing scenarios, or even maybe exchange certain cards from the original version to add flavor, to add a different twist to keep it interesting. And as far as I know, it also contains additional cards for the investigators themselves. So this also contains investigator cards. And also apparently this serves as a storage box, and it's supposed to contain dividers. We shall see. So let's take a look. And yeah, just in case you're wondering, these expansion campaign expansions don't contain any cards for investigators at all, and they also require you to have the base set, which I did a review of on my channel only very recently. So and of course, for those of you who are Lovecraftian fans, the Dunwich Horror is one of the more famous and possibly also, in my opinion, better stories by Lovecraft. It's the story of Wilbur Whately, Asenath Whately, her father, and the Dunwich Horror, which is Wilbur's twin, as it were. So essentially, Old Man Whately made a pact and sold his daughter to a great old one. I forget, is it Shub-Niggurath? Anyway, the old one rapes her and she comes down. And I really have to say comes down with children. One of them is Wilbur, who is a human being from the waist up, and from the waist down he's kind of like a monstrosity, and yeah, lots of tentacles. Okay, so here we have the campaign book. So again, it's a nice book that will stay open. You have all of the information that you require. Basically, how to prepare for it, the expansion symbol, which is a barn and a silo, which makes sense because the Dunwich Horror lives on a farm. And the information in this book really makes it possible for you to tie the whole story together, which is really great. So you could, in theory and also in practice, play the scenarios as standalone. But the nice thing about this campaign packaging is that you can actually play them together. You gain experience, which you record here. It also tells you how to play the campaign. So you either start from the prologue, and then you can go through. You record the names of the investigators and the players, and then you record your experience, and you can use the experience points to upgrade your deck by buying more expensive cards. And again, what I really like is the way it's been packaged. You can open it like this and it'll stay open. And then of course the meat is the cards. The scenarios, and some additional cards that are basically spread out. And also you can tell from the back of this card that this would go into a player's deck. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 scenarios. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing this. And also in keeping with a new way of making sure that people can actually store their stuff. They've moved away from these old flimsy cardboard inserts, which weren't really inserts, but you have like wells for the cards, and even sleeve cards will fit nicely. So very nice. And this is the if you like, just the normal version. Yeah, and may I draw your attention again to the super art on the back. These are just beautiful cards. And then we have the return to the Dunwich legacy. And of course, I mean, just in case you don't know how this works, whenever you finish a scenario, there are different outcomes that are possible. And then depending on what the outcomes are, there will be different pieces of information provided to you in the interludes, in the post-scenario readings, and so on and so forth, to really tell a story. So this is really powerful, especially since, of course, Arkham Horror files are based on Lovecraft stories to a large degree, or on the Lovecraft cycle. And so it's nice to kind of use not just the franchise, but to use the literary legacy as well. So let's take a look. I've never seen any of these, so we'll see what this looks like. You've got nice art on the side. So here you've got the different investigators that come with the investigator expansion for the Dunwich, the Legacy of Dunwich. I honestly don't know them, but I think this may be Miss Samara's, Zoe Samara's, I'm not sure. But of course, if you've ever played anything by Arkham Horror, from the Arkham Horror files by Fantasy Flight Games, they always use the same investigators, which I really love because it gives it this continuity. And depending on the type of game you're playing, they have different mechanics, of course. But you know, it's really great when you then see Lola Hayes and you see how her being an actress is used in this game. Okay, so here we have a piece of information, and we have the cards, a really nice insert with the Dunwich Horror, and here we have the separator cards. Okay, so this is how this works. Okay, so these are the cards that would correspond to the different scenarios. So this one is called extracurricular, just gonna zoom in, extracurricular activities. Let's just take a look. Yeah, they are nothing to write home about. I would have expected them to be bigger, to be thicker cardstock. So basically these are the names of the scenarios. And these are then the different cards that you have. Rat, Swarm. I think this one is also from the basic set. Yeah, Lähmende Angst. Yeah, I recognize the symbols. Definitely the rat, swarm, and then whatever this is. So I suppose you can actually, yeah, this one definitely lock doors as well. So you can actually put the ones from the base set in here as well. That's really good. So that's really nice because it means you can store all of your cards in here and assign them to the relevant symbol. And then we have scenario cards. So it basically tells you how to change this. So this would be how to change the extracurricular activity scenario. So you exchange certain cards for other cards, which is really cool. Here as well, let's take a look because I'm really interested in the cards for our dear I keep calling them adventurers. I should call them investigators because that's what they are. Okay, so here we have locations, treacheries. Yeah, and this is the first time I'm seeing German cards, but I think this shouldn't be a problem at all. Like, yeah. And now we can see what we have for the investigators. I'm just going to zoom in a little. Ammunition. A weapon. Okay, so that's an event card. Okay, so this is a card that you can only add if you have another card that you want to improve upon. That's an interesting mechanic. So you cannot just buy this even if you have the experience, but you have to have the original card in your deck. I really like that. I really like that mechanic, full stop. I wish they had thought of something similar in the Lord of the Rings LCG. Or maybe they have in the reprint, I don't know, or in the second edition, I don't know. Contraband. Okay, that's interesting. That gives somebody else, no, that gives more additional ammunition. You can escape. Basically, when an enemy moves into your, or appears at your location, you can play this and you move to an adjacent location without the enemy following you. That's really cool. We've got two of these. Oh yeah, I've got this one. Search ritual. Yeah, I've got this one and I put it into my deck and I removed it again because it wasn't as good as I thought it might have been. Clarity of the mind. Oh, that heals horror. Very good. Whoops. Lucky break. If you fail a fight check for 3 or less, you can play this and then still do the damage to the an enemy in your location. And if this enemy is engaged with someone else, they don't take, with another investigator, they don't take the damage. That's really cool. Very nice. Rise to the occasion. Essentially, you can only commit this card to a skill check if the difficulty of the skill check is above your base skill. So if you have, I don't know, observation 2, book 2, so to speak, and there would be a shroud of 4 in a place, you would be under it by 2, then you can commit it. And this particular card would then add the difference of these between the actual requirement and your actual value. So in this case, if it's a Shroud of 4 and you have book 2, then you would be getting 2 books out of this. And it's going to be a maximum of 3. Then we've got a couple of weaknesses. And again, and we have an ally. Naomi O'Banion. She's an ally, she's a criminal, and she's in a syndicate. This would be so cool for Skids O'Toole. I think I know somebody who would love this card. Well, I have to say I'm really happy about this. And also, I mean, because we will be mixing English and German cards, but I think they're so straightforward, it's not going to be a big issue. So that is the Dunwich Legacy card game cards. And I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really excited about this game. I am glad that on a whim, really, seriously, I got this because, you know, I kind of not really given it a chance after my initial run-in with the game, and that I have been so excited for and then so terribly disappointed in. But hey, you know, I mean, this is great. I'm really happy about this. And yeah, this is Arkham Horror, the LCG by Fantasy Flight Games. And this is the return to the Dunwich Legacy. And yeah, I hope you like this. Like I said, I can really recommend this game. I do hope that it comes back into stock because unfortunately it's quite difficult to come by these days. Hopefully the reprints will hit our shelves soon. Bye bye.